Alright, so this is assignment 4.3 of research methods, which includes types, techniques, and classifications of data. So first, we have primary and secondary research, and we'll start off with primary data and the advantages and disadvantages of it. So primary data is data that must be collected by you firsthand at a present time, so it can't have been handed down to you by someone else. So primary data, in your own eyes, is mostly reliable. It's present, so it's valid with time and not obsolete data. You have control over the research that you do, and you can aim for certain goals. However, with primary data, it could potentially be biased due to your own personal views. Your results may be manipulated by your own opinions, and it is easy to miss things if you're researching by yourself. Secondary data, on the other hand, is data that's been already completed by someone else previously, and you are just interpreting their research for your own means. So, this is good because it's easy to access and simple to access. It's cheap since no research needs to be carried out presently, as it's already been completed. And if completed alongside primary research, you can make comparisons between the two. However, secondary data does vary in quality and reliability dependent on the skill of the source, and the results may be obsolete due to time passing since it was done. There are some other types of data. First one being discrete data, which is the type of data which only specific values can be achieved in, e.g. whole numbers. So the numbers can't be split, and thus only one option can be chosen. So potentially for a number of people that you interviewed, you could interview 16 people. And this is discrete data because you can't interview 15.5 people or 14.75 people. The next one is nominal data, which is where participants are categorized and those categories are counted. So grouping athletes together based on which athletic event they participate in. So runners, high jumpers, long jumpers, etc. Ordinal data is ranked, so it states who is the best out of all the candidates and gives ranked order but not exact values. So in short, it doesn't tell you why each group or member is better, just that they are. So you'd have someone that's first, second, third, fourth, etc. Continuous data is data that's categorized by numerical value. So for example, it could be the number of goals scored in the Premier League in a season by a striker. So you'd have, for example, Harry Kane with 27 goals in the Premier League, Romelu Lukaku with 25, and Alexis Sanchez with 23. There's two more. Interval data is data which comes in the form of numerical value where the difference between points is standardized and meaningful. So the most common example of interval data is temperature. The difference in temperature between 10 and 20 degrees is the same as the difference in temperature between 20 and 30 degrees. Ratio data is in order for data to be considered ratio data, it must have a true zero, meaning it's not possible to have negative values in ratio data. So an example of ratio data could be height, given as you can't be minus height. And so the next things are the types of research. So the first one's a case study. And a case study is where one individual person or group is studied in a real-life context over a prolonged period of time. So this comes with advantages and disadvantages. So the advantages being that rich and real data is collected, and it's easy to collect said data because you're only interviewing or researching one individual, which makes things a lot easier to judge. It also gives you insights to their life and history, and a lot of data will be collected. However, the disadvantages of this are that the reliability will be low, the research will be subjective, as in it'll be in their own opinion, and distortion can be brought up since the participant would have to recall things that happened to them before, which potentially could be quite a long time ago, and memory could affect their what comes up in that. So the data may not be entirely valid or reliable. The next one is cross-sectional. So this type of research involves taking data with no manipulation whatsoever. It's completely observational, and it's completely observation-based. So this uses a range of participants with different backgrounds, ages, genders, sexes, for example, from different countries, and then collecting the data from one of those sets of participants from one specific point in time. So as stated, it is almost like a screenshot of that moment in time, as stated here. This data allows a different variable to be compared. Advantages of this are that it's quick to carry out, it's not particularly expensive, and the data can be collected only once.